When did you? Where were you working when you got the call from Vince to go up there?
Oh, man, so I had a tryout in WCW at Center Stage over there.
Yeah.
They had this guy named Kip Fry. I know this is kind of,
It's inside baseball, but I know the dude.
but I mean, this is a
You got.
long answer to your question.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. We got
But I
time.
like telling
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
Uh, so Kip Fry, like, got the, he was the boss there. They brought him in as the boss, and he had heard about me through the newsletters, the dirt sheets or whatever, however
Yeah.
you want to call them. So he brought me in for a tryout, and I got to work with Bob Cook, who is great.
Holy mackerel! Yeah, Bob Cook is great. Did you
Yeah.
know him from Florida?
Yeah, I knew him real well. He was
Yeah.
really good to me before I got into wrestling.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a really good dude, and he's really good in the ring.
And great, he was a great worker.
Yeah.
Not just a great punch, but just everything. Timing, everything.
Everything was good with him. Look, he got a shot at Flair and stuff on TV. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they didn't just let anybody do that crap. Bob's good, man.
And so I had this really good match. I mean, I didn't show wrestling and a lot of psychology, but they just told me,
Yeah.
another Magnum TA told me, go out there and just do all your stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. and I was over in that building. They knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure I had a job. And I never thought WWE was going to call me, ever.
Really?
I just didn't think I was,
Big enough.
I wasn't what they were casting. And
Exactly.
And so as soon as I had that tryout, Kip Fry was gone literally like the next day. And they brought Watts in, Bill Watts.
Yeah.
And I wasn't Watts' idea, so I didn't, And plus, Bill probably watched my tryout and just saw me flying all over the damn place.
Yeah.
I did a couple cool suplexes, but he probably was like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah, I mean, he probably was, and
In all
somebody
fairness,
should have nudged him and said, "The future." But I get it, because, like you
I
said,
was
man.
bummed, man. I was bummed, and but then I had this match with Jerry Lynn, and I were a team at Minnesota, and we would go to Japan a little bit for a smaller company.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say long story short, but I can't really say that.
Keep it coming.
Long story longer.
Yeah.
No, tell it, dude. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hawk quit WWE or got fired or whatever it was. And he ended up teaming with Kensuke Sasaki, and they were called the Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Well, their debut was on this show in the bar that Jerry and I had our matches in. And so I kind of booked the match. I put a lot of the matches together. I was the booker.
Yeah.
Kinda. And so I booked Jerry and I versus Masa Saito and Brad Rangitz. Masa loved me, and he booked me. They brought me to the New Japan Super Junior tournament.
After that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I'm getting ready for that, and I get a call from Sergeant Slaughter saying they're having tapings. And I've told this story a lot, but I don't mind telling it again to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no, for real. I'm not just saying that. I swear.
I know you're shooting.
It's a Shih Tzu.
Oh, I love it. He's Shih Tzuing, brother.
Yeah. From the His Art. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Fuck.
I don't even know where we
So
were.
I'm listening to this. So I'm promoting this show at the same time that all this is going on.
Yeah.
It's like Terry Funk versus Road Warrior Hawk on top, me versus Sabu. Yeah, that's it. How'd you know?
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I promoted that with Dennis Carluzzo, and I made that poster, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so, like this whole time, and Sarge calls me, right, and he's telling me, we want to, like, bring you in. We're doing a TV tapings, and we're having a tryout. And I'm not getting it, man. I'm like, who's having TV tapings day after WrestleMania? And Phoenix. And then it dawned on me, it's WWF.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. And
Holy
so
mackerel.
I got, all of a sudden, I went from not getting a job in, WCW and being kind of bummed, and just coming off a real bad head injury too that could have killed me.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
A wrestling spot?
It was in New Jersey for Larry Sharp and Dennis Carluzzo. The dude jumped up the top, crashing. I had a blood clot on my brain. It was bad.
Oh, shoot.
So anyway, back to the Sergeant Slaughter thing. So I went from, the cup being empty to the cup runneth over almost, right? Like,
Yeah. How was that when you got that call and realized it was holy mackerel?
yeah, well, I did everything I could, like, to get. I was already, working frequently.
Yeah.
Young. I'm freaking young, man. I'm like 20 or 19, 20, maybe. Yeah, like 20. So,
Wow.
hey, yeah, I just knew you just got to put me in there, man, and I'm gonna get this job.
Yeah.
That was I had no doubt.
So did you have a tryout match with them?
They brought me to Phoenix, and man, I was so concerned that I was going to get one of the underneath guys that's just always there, like a Virgil or
whoever.
Not going to name any more names because I don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
And because they're not going to go out there and do all my shit with me.
No, and they're not going to want to, and they're not going to.
Right. So Tony Gurria comes up to me and he goes, "You see anyone here you think you could have a good match with?" And I went, "Louis Spicoli." I mean, he didn't even get finished saying it.
Yeah. Did you work with Louis before?
No, I just knew he was really good.
You just knew of him and knew him. Yeah.
Yeah. We knew
Wow,
each
what
other.
year was that? What year was that? 94?
93.
93.
Yeah, it was the day after WrestleMania 9 in Caesar's Palace when Bret dropped the belt to Yoko and then Hulk came in 2 seconds later and won the title from Yoko.
All I remember wasn't that
It's
the
like
one
the
with,
worst WrestleMania ever.
was that the one with Elegante?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's all I remember from that one.
Yeah.
Oh Lord! So
And
it was the day after.
and Kurt Hennig and Lex going out there, and Lex being all excited to work with Kurt, and then Kurt getting out there, and as soon as he locked up, he went, "Where are we at? What are we doing?"
Oh Lord!
Lex was like, "Oh my God!" Anyways,
Been there a time or 1,000.
so yeah, no, I had this match. He went over that night, but I did a lot of cool shit. I did all my stuff.
Yeah.
And got a nice, nice feedback as soon as I came back.
Who saw you Who saw you that kind of you think like went and said, "Hey, he's let's get."
Well, I know. I'm gonna tell you who came up to me right away.
Oh,
was
okay.
Your favorite, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Look, but him coming up to you, and look, a lot of my stuff is bull crap for the business, for the podcast heat. But as far as him coming up to you after that, holy crap, that's Bret Hart.
It was huge for me. Yeah,
it would have been huge.
It was huge for me, and I can't remember if it was I think it was the first night. But anyways, they asked me to come back the second night in Tucson. So they brought me back the second night. They had me work with Louis again. They gave me music and had me go over.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That had to feel good.
And then so afterwards, Brian, and you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
I stood outside of Vince's office for hours waiting for him to come out so I could just get even an eye contact.
Yeah.
And so Kurt and I already knew Kurt from Minnesota. I hung with him a little bit at the gym and everything.
Yeah.
And worked out with him at Brad's. Like I actually tussled with Kurt out at Brad Reagan's camp. And so Kurt walks up to me and he goes, "You want a job?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he walks in to Vince's office.
No way.
And then I don't know if he even said anything about me. Then he walked back out, and then Vince walks out a little bit later, and he goes, "I really appreciate you." He like came up to me and
I'll be darned.
acknowledged me, and
You know how when he wants to, man, he'd charm your pants off. You know what I mean? You just go like, "Oh my God, he sounds good. He said he likes me. He really likes me." That's so cool, dude. And that's in '93, you said?
Yeah, and then it was like, I don't know, it seemed like forever, but it was only probably a couple of weeks.